You know, we don't want to just do ultrasounds. We want to make sure the baby is and the mother are provided for after birth too. So that's what that program is all about.
Hey guys, we're here in New Haven, Connecticut at the mega Planned Parenthood, the Planned Parenthood of Southern New England, so they call themselves. It's the single largest Planned Parenthood that we have seen during our entire journey. 3 stories high, goes very deep back into the complex. We heard from the locals here that this used to be a place of healing where there were dentists and doctors and other groups who are actually healing people inside of this building. But instead today, all we see is death and destruction through Planned Parenthood. You can get an abortion for almost any reason here in Connecticut. So we know that there are people on the sidewalks here today who are reaching out, offering help and offering assistance to every single one of these women.
I'm Pastor Jim Loomer from Milford, Connecticut, and I'm excited to be on the pro-life tour. We're in New Haven. This is kind of where it all started. Work up to the Roe v. Wade. It all started here when, I think when the court justified even birth control, never mind abortion. So right now we're in front of Planned Parenthood in New Haven, Connecticut. We're just outside the Yale campus.
My name is Eugene Telker, and I'm very excited to be on this pro-life tour. And I'm here just because I want to help save babies. I think they deserve the right to live.
Well, we're out here to help moms who want to keep their babies. There's a lot of women that show up here for abortions, maybe 10 or 15 on each day, Wednesday and Friday, they do the abortions. So we're here, we offer help to the moms who want to keep their babies. We obviously, tell them it's a better thing to keep the baby than to, terminate the baby.
How long have you been coming out?
I've been coming about 15 years now. I usually come on Saturdays. I used to do the abortions on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Now we think they're just doing them on Wednesdays and Fridays. But I just got out of school, so here I am on a Wednesday. Normally I'm in school. Serving as a principal now for Milford Christian Academy.
I've been here a little over 2 years. What do? I stand on a corner. I support the women counselors that actually approach people that are driving in and try and explain to them that they have options. They don't have to destroy the baby. I know Carmen, the lady that's been doing this for about 30 years, she gets invited to high school graduations of children that were saved. Some of the women that are actually grandmothers. It is a wonderful thing. It's so great to see these kids when they're young to grow up and go through high school, and some have got advanced degrees, come back as doctors, and they've blessed society.
You mentioned the building right across the street. Tell me about the building and what they're doing there.
The woman that runs it has been doing it for years. She and Carmen's group, they try and help the mothers. We get them furniture, we get them formula. I support them through my church's food pantry if they need food. Some instances, money. I help them find an apartment, a place to stay. They do whatever they can to make it so that the mother doesn't have difficulty raising the child.
What's your pro-life story?
Years ago, I had gone to a different clinic in Bridgeport, which has now been shut down. And I sort of didn't like what it was doing to me. It was becoming too much of a kind of a sport, And so I kind of backed away from it for a while, and then I got busy doing other things. But I had a fellow come and just remind me that they were down here, and he, with no kind of guilting me into it or any of that, but just talked about baby boys and baby girls being killed in their mother's womb, and he said, if you ever want to come down, come on out. And so I came down and never left. That was about 15 years ago.
I've got 5 kids, children, but what really turned me on is when I had grandchildren, and I realized what a blessing they were. When I was raising my kids, I was working, helping to raise the kids, but I didn't really understand, feel how blessed I was. And with these grandkids, I see that. And I think a lot of people don't understand that when they choose to terminate the life of these little ones. Personally, been involved with about 6 saves, but through the years, we've saved about 2,500 babies.
Incredible. Anything else you'd like to share?
No, I'm glad to see you here and making your tour. It's great to know that there are other people across the country that are standing up for life.
We are so blessed to learn that there is a pregnancy center in our Blessed Mother's Arms Family Center. It's right across the street here from this Planned Parenthood. And again, this is a common theme that we're seeing across the entire nation, is that people of faith are reaching out and offering some amazing resources for these women. We just learned that this pregnancy center just acquired an ultrasound machine, and they're getting that up and running here now. And so we're really pleased with what's happening.
My name is Drew Dillingham. I am the Director of Programs for the Knights of Columbus Supreme Office. I oversee the Ultrasound Initiative, where we place life-saving ultrasound machines in pregnancy resource centers. The ASAP program, which is Aid and Support After Pregnancy, to help ensure that mothers and babies receive the support they need after birth, and then also the March for Life to ensure that our members are advocating for life in the public sphere. And it's a pleasure to be here on the Pro-Life Tour.
Where are we? Why is this location important?
Yeah, so we are at the headquarters of the Knights of Columbus. This is where we oversee our 16,000 councils throughout the world. This is where we create the resources that our councils need to run pro-life programs. This is really where we come up with all the ideas for all the great things that our members can do. So our order was actually founded in New Haven by a priest, Blessed Michael McGivney. We're hoping he's canonized soon. His parish was right down the road, a few blocks from here at St. Mary's, and he founded in the basement, the Knights in the basement of that church. So it's very near and dear to us to be here in New Haven, and his tomb is also there. So whenever we need inspiration, whenever we need his intercession, we go, and ask for his help. So that's why we're here in New Haven. So this building was built in the middle of the 20th century. It has 4 pillars, so each of the pillars represent a principle of the Knights of Columbus. So we have unity, charity, fraternity, and patriotism, all of which our members are called to embody as Catholic men. It's very symbolic of what we're asking our members to do for the church and their communities.
Uniquely here in Connecticut, what is the abortion story here in Connecticut?
Yeah, so it's not good. It's not a good story, as you might expect. Connecticut was actually one of the first states to ban abortion in a few hundred years ago, which is kind of ironic considering now we have some of the worst abortion laws in the country. Planned Parenthood in New Haven is one of the biggest abortion facilities in the Northeast and the New England area. And my understanding is that if you want an abortion, you can get an abortion whenever you want. There's no restrictions. The loopholes in the law allow it up to birth. I would say generally speaking, it's a struggle against the abortion industry to protect moms and needs and the unborn. But I would also say that we do have a very strong pro-life movement. We support almost every pregnancy center in the country with funding and with volunteer efforts. We have a thriving pregnancy center network. There's pregnancy centers in, I think about 20 cities in the state. They provide diapers, maternity items, baby items. They provide ultrasounds. And the Knights in Connecticut, it's our goal, our local goal to ensure every one of those receives funding. So we've had this program since 2009. We've placed nearly 1,900 ultrasound machines. We've donated tens of millions of dollars. I think we're close to a value of $100 million of machines, and thousands of babies have been born because of this initiative. So it's really something we take pride in, and we hope to double that number, quadruple that number until abortion doesn't exist anymore. So the data out there shows that 80 or 90% of women will choose life after seeing an ultrasound image. So that's why we do it, because we want women to see the reality of what's in their womb and the gift of life and welcome that life into the world.
What are some other pro-life initiatives beyond the ultrasound initiative?
The ASAP program, which we rolled out just before the repeal of Roe. ASAP is Aid and Support After Pregnancy. We don't want to just do ultrasounds. We want to make sure the baby is and the mother are provided for after birth too. So that's what that program is all about. And then another thing that we really love is the March for Life. Our guys are always there. We're organizing buses. We're bringing our signs. We're making sure people can get there. We also promote it heavily. And then also a huge emphasis is now on the state marches. And then we have international marches as well. So
what's your pro-life story?
I get hundreds and hundreds of letters and thank yous, and so does the Supreme Knight, of course, that say, thank you for this ultrasound machine. Here's an image of the baby that you saved. And that's always just, makes my day. It's like the reason why we do what we do, save those babies.
You said you had some children as well. Do you get them involved with pro-life activity as well?
Yeah, I have 4 daughters. So we have a monthly rosary walk locally where we start at our church, pray the rosary with a group, anywhere between 30, 50 people. And then we stop in front of the Planned Parenthood, finish the rosary, do some intentions, do a Divine Mercy Chaplet, and then silently pray. My kids are always there with me. Try to get my 6-year-old to lead the prayer sometimes. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. But I'm just trying to give them exposure to pro-life activism, let's call it. And the other day we were walking home, and for 6 years, we've been doing this for 2 years. The Rosary Walk's been going on for 2 years, and we're walking back from the Planned Parenthood, and my 6-year-old says, "What's abortion?" And we never bring it up. We never say what it is, but she's caught on now. So now we have to start thinking, well, what do we tell her? When do we tell her? How do we protect her innocence while also, equipping her to fight the reality of the evil of abortion? I would say that if you see one of the greatest human rights abuse of all time occurring in front of your face, shouldn't you give your kids the training and the education and the strength to be able to fight that?
What am I not asking you?
I would say, sometimes it's really daunting to be a pro-life advocate, but I think if we just keep fighting for life over time, eventually abortion will be unthinkable, and we'll be able to pass down a country that our kids or our grandkids are able to live in and not have to worry about whether or not, a family member or someone they know or love will have an abortion and an unborn baby will die. So I think it might seem daunting, but I think there's hope as long as we keep up what we're doing. We're in the right direction.
We, the pro-life movement, are giving everything we can, and we just need to continue to give the best we possibly can to ultimately save the most amount of lives. A lot's happening here in New Haven, Connecticut. So thanks for being here on the Pro-Life Tour. We'll see you again on our next episode at prolifetour.com.